Senator Lala, some people will think that they will be saying at this point that they're not surprised because your party, the APC, at that time the ACN and some of the components of that makes up your the current APC now did not even agree with that, and so they will say they're not surprised that you are not in alignment with the confab report.
No. Let us not politicize this issue. Let us operate on the basis of legalism. Can we, in all honesty, say that President Jonathan, as he then was, had the power under our constitution or under any law to constitute committee of people and call them a confab, and he expected that their report will have made any meaning or will have found any legal window to form the basis of constitutional amendment or amendment of our laws in this country? The answer is no. It's not about the APC. Unfortunately, you know, I am not a spokesperson for the APC, and neither can I speak for Mr. President. But I think as a lawyer, no lawyer will find difficulty in understanding the fact that President Jonathan proceeded on the wrong premise of the law, and therefore, in law, we say you cannot put something on nothing and expect it to stand. And that is where the confab report is going to be, unfortunately so. But I admit that the composition of that committee consists of very intelligent, well-endowed people. But you see, no matter how beautiful it is, what is important is that there was no legal basis for it.
Senator Naala, the implication of what you're saying is that the over 600 recommendations and the fact that it's far-reaching, like, I mean, I've studied it, I don't know if you have, and the almost 50 billion Nigerian hard-earned money spent for that exercise is going to be a waste. Is that what you're saying?
Legally, that is the position of law, and there is nothing anybody can do about it, unfortunately so too.
Because Senator Naala, Chief Ayo Adebanjo was talking about patriotism and the fact that when these over 400 Nigerians came together, legal-minded people, people from the private sector, CSO, people across board came together and came with these recommendations. For a moment, one would think that when the 8th Assembly was coming together, you will first of all consider it and perhaps put it into consideration of your constitution amendment that you're thinking of right now. Isn't that patriotism?
But let me tell you where that is wrong again. For anybody to think along that line, I don't think it's a right way to go. Every member of the National Assembly, upon being elected, has sworn to uphold, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the law. So for you to expect us to proceed on any document, you must tell us the person who claimed to have constituted that confab, under which law did he act? Under which provision of the Constitution did he derive his power? So if he doesn't have any power, no matter how beautiful the recommendations are, they remain as they are, unfortunately so. And that's why I kept on saying that even before the inauguration, I appeared on AIT and made it abundantly clear to the then president that I am not denying, I'm not taking appointment as a confab member. It is because he does not have the power to do what he did.
So, Senator Naala,
I challenge any member of the confab or any citizen in this country to show us where President Jonathan possessed the power to call people together and say they should decide for our country when there was an existing constitution that brought him into power, that created his office.
All right, Senator Naala, I'm very sure
and which
that
one.
If I may come in now, if I may come in just a moment, please. You are aware about the clamor for a people's conference and the fact that the 1999 Constitution is a brainchild of the military, and a lot of people were clamoring for a people's conference, and that was the reason it was a clamor across the nation. And so you think that that clamor should not have been listened to by the then president?
No, that clamor is misplaced when you look at constitutional jurisprudence. Whether the constitution is military or whatever, what is important is that it came into force in 1979 and created offices of the president, the senators, the House of Representative members, governors, and their deputies. And every section of this country, in compliance and in pursuance of that constitution, went to the poll to elect a president, to elect a vice president, to elect senators, to elect House of Reps. So you see, if by the mere experience of describing the document that is a military constitution, that can take away that position, I don't think that is correct. In constitutionalism, what is important for somebody to understand is that that document is the grand norm. It provides the framework of governance. And every office created there, upon taking that office, you have an oath of office. And that oath of office confines you to that constitution, to uphold it, to protect it, to defend it. So if President Jonathan decided to go outside the constitution and outside the law to do what he did simply because he was a president, then he has succeeded in wasting public money in doing what is not backed by any law. And this is the position of law. No, you cannot change it.
All right. Tell me, Senator Naala, you are a lawyer and you are a lawmaker, a federal one at that. But do you agree that there are a lot of holes in the current constitution that we operate in Nigeria?
I didn't hear you correctly, but
I'm saying, let me put the question right. Let me put the question right. As a lawyer and as a lawmaker, do you agree that there are a lot of deficiencies in the 1999 Constitution as it's currently composed?
No. Let me be honest with you. I am one of those who believe that this constitution that we operate today is a perfect constitution. The problem we have is those who are managing the constitution, who are running the constitution, who are not prepared to even understand what the constitution has provided for.
If you say, Senator Naala, just a moment.
Yes.
Just a moment. So let's get this out of the way. You say that 1999 Constitution, as it is right now, is a perfect one. And so why are you and your colleagues going ahead with the amendment of that same Constitution?
Well, when we say something is perfect, it does not mean that it does not admit of any amendment. There are cries. There is no constitution anywhere in the world that has succeeded in solving the entire problem of those citizens that have brought it to existence. So there may be one or two cries that will exist, which provision has not been made under the constitution because of the dynamic nature of the society. And therefore, those things have to be addressed constitutionally. But that in itself does not admit of the fact that the document is an imperfect document, as far as I'm concerned.